Stories only survive if someone is listening, so pay attention. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Let's see. No time for yawning. Day is calling. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He'd lie if he claimed it was all good. You changed after your Mooma and Popsy passed, and he understands why you had to leave, the old village being a constant reminder of what happened. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo encourages that. You should forgive, but never forget. It'll provide some comfort to your soul and keep the memory of lost loved ones in your heart.
Fan that flame!
Beat out that spark before it starts.
It was so young, so fragile. It had so much to give.
Better to take it down now while you still can.
Fire catches. Eventually.
Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. There are more crates from before the apocalypse left out in the wild. Easy to find if you keep an eye out. You should be able to gather enough scrap to upgrade the Mekton from them. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. The story will go on as long as there is someone there to listen. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. That's the leftover you're looking for. Watch out for drop-offs. They can surprise you down here. Where'd all the critters go? Ready to dive back in. The chill here makes you shiver a bit. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. Gizmo thinks he's a little peculiar, but very knowledgeable. He has the ins and outs of all monster and creature whereabouts. the grease monkey's mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to. Don't pass out.
Inmo Diava.
Let's see. This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be. Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind. Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes. Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make. You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care. It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss. When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies. Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot. Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead. Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones. Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther. But enough of that, right? He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed. He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output. Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short. Says as big as they are, the world is bigger. To find where they are, you need to see where they've been. Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter. Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big. There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes. Says you stick to the haunting and shots present themselves later. Subtle it is not. Everything looks stunted round here. Are your lungs aching? Fresh air. Does fire even start here? Wait! It's the scrip hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. Itchy trigger finger. Stompity stomp. Locked up tight. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, They caused their own death. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. This story is about a hero. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. You maybe want to find some shelter. Don't you just love the smell of burning black juice? Stand up on your own 2 feet. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. That's the special weapon he made to store the scripts in the Mekton. It will be strong enough to launch them at the Jumbo Puff. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now, otherwise he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. It's already quite sturdy, but upgrading it will greatly improve your chances of victory. Gizmo wants to help if he can. You need to help Gizmo defeat the Jumbo Puff before it destroys the West Route. Thinks it's a good day and is happy you're a part of it. Didn't have much else to say, so no problem. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Thankful that you and the Lotus tribe are different, for that's exactly what creates the dynamics called life. Says you keep an odd company, and that he thought toys from the old world were forbidden. Says goodbye to you. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Wants to know what good you think you can really do in a world this messed up. Thinks Goop is just, you know, goofy. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says you'll see each other later. Whatever you do it right, or don't do it at all. Let's see. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You really put a spin on it. Let's see. It's Peekaboo Park. Young ones love this sort of place. There's still time before the dawn. Flash the slash. You're feeling mighty low. Wow, wow, wow. Close encounter. There's something special about that blade. Running low. Make that blade sing. Now that's a flesh wound. This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need. Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions. Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Light instantly vanishes dark.
How much light do you really need?
All the light, all of it!
I mean, you could leave a little space for the dark.
All the light.
The dark can make you miss the day. That's a myriad tribe outpost. Lots of notices on the board for things that made sense in the days when the surf was a lot cleaner. Interesting to see what they cared about here. Wonder if any of it matters now. In the old days, this was a port for boats that went under the surf. They helped clog the surf into goo. Toxanol didn't do it on purpose, I don't think. Their machines made a mess, though, and they never cleaned up after themselves. You should be able to find a track here. Just need to keep your eyes open. Let's see. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind. He understands you've returned to face Lupa-Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
The light shines on.
Better isn't the word I would use.
Right, not better. Best.
You're the worst.
The worst of being the worst. We're just the best.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit, so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a power tanker hit a reef and went under. Your eyeballs can relax a bit. Cutting edge. There's so much more below the ground. Looks valuable. Your energy is empty. It's becoming terminal. You're on the ropes. Personal. You've had better days. Whoa, smell that? Biohazard nearby. Even the feel of the air changes as you go underground. You're low on health. Your key energy is all used up. Oh, that helps work the kinks out. Got it. A thing to draw blood. Another deep cut. You're bruised. Not enough key energy. Right in the face. Keep on tracking down here and things will look up eventually. Pow! You're injured. That's going to leave a mark. It feels like an ancient dungeon down here. That's a good find. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Let's see. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be towed. That means you'll need a device so you can get it out of your way. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf-archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He's not sure, but the quacks are probably a leftover from a cargo surfer that went under in the olden days. The squeaky material must have made them surface when their box broke. It's so active out here with the light. Welcome to the surf-archipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. You're poking around Pockbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least.
Ja.
Let's see. Thanks you for rising from your past to be a better person. We'll be around when you return. He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Says it's both everything you could want and never enough. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. You're a do-gooder, so you know you want to. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, but that's nowhere near as quick and easy. Who wants to stop to chew? Wants to raise a glass to you getting the world fixed up a bit. Respects how you always try to help, no matter that the world's fate is hard to swallow. Sees why you joined up with the Myriad. They like a peaceful drink, just like you. Says he sells them drinks. They mostly suck them down on their own. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. Figures the real problem is finding something to drink. He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surfipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. They're better at floating than flapping, so you should be able to net a few without growing yourself a pair of wings.
og lad til noget mafajut under fej.
That monster hates life.
Teileolan matfaele.
Says you should take care. This is turning out to be quite an expedition. Gulp tells you to not forget those quacks. They won't squeeze themselves. The Quack Hollow, it's just loonly. If a story is about you, care for it. Nothing's simple. It's locked. A real match. Not going to happen with your key energy level. Watch it. Sharp steel. You lack key energy. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Those are the kind of things you need. Feeling slashy? Gun it and go. This ride could spin like a top. There are places a goo glide can't go. That was fun? Gulp says he'll bibble anything once, as long as it's drinkalicious, even rocket fuel. He once mixed up some tankers and drank that. It was a real lift-off. That leads him to the bottom of that particular bottle. Radium syrup. If only he could find a tanker truck to empty. He's not in a state to go looking, so he's counting on you to help. Go find him a tanker truck and bring back some of that precious... Thinks you're not the only one who... What were we talking about again? Everything is at stake. Plastic scrap like that over there could be useful. Shopperias like that used to have tons of things for sale, but most of it has gone missing over time. Says the world is filled with horrible noises as it careens toward its end. Their father used to have an old spiral groover that they played amazing music on. Figures there must be one out there somewhere. Then you can play those old discs. Supposes you'll have to hunt around. Says it's hard to find an intact spiral groover, but has faith in you. Be careful with the spiral groover, though. They break easy. If you can find one that works, you can fill the world with tunes. Looks forward to listening with you. Blackness covers the world like a blanket. This gutway has centuries of old waste. That'll teach him. Swoon. Chop it up. Loot. Better move it before it gets all wet. You're half dead. You don't have it in you right now. carving it up. Wham! Hack and slash! If you're tired, maybe find a place to rest. You're empty of ki. It's starting to add up. There are some gorgeous colors returning to the world. Flex those smart muscles and open the hatch. That should be enough glow juice for two. The day almost makes you want to smile. It's a decent ladder. Hand up, further you go. It's relaxer clock somewhere. Gulp says he wants to take you with him on a super funny happy slide. Sharing is caring, and one drink for two is just right. Gulp says seeing your face is like seeing his own reflection at the bottom of a glass. It never gets old. He's been looking forward to a rendezvous, and it's on you to make it happen. There's even a chance the syrup is more intoxicating now from being aged in a radiated tanker. He's sure there are even more tanker trucks with radium syrup out there waiting to be emptied. Blesses your heart for doing your part. Cheers when you're here.
Come toward the light.
Slow down. Why would you rush in?
When you see what you want, why wait?
Well, what about being careful?
Pah! Poppycock! Full speed ahead!
Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. Gulp says he's still waiting for that second round. Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. Gulp says he's still waiting for that second round. Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on... But hope isn't lost. Yet. Understands you have other places you need to go. Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from... Says you should take it easy. Gulp thanks you. Says a drink or two won't do any harm. He refuses to drink alone. You're his friend now. Gulp says he just can't get enough of that crunky syrup. It's so refreshing. Don't you agree? He really appreciated that you shared a drink with him. You took a risk and deserve a reward. So he intends to keep the promise he gave you when you first met. He's got a few things, you see, that no one else has. Claims to understand the alchemy of drinks. Lots to sample and savor. It's hard to understand the guzzle, but it's something about flip-flop the flip-flops and not getting sauced. You got the best of that. Nothing's more important right now than this. You'd better get a move on if you want to change things. Hey, you found the track, even around all this goopy goo. Nothing escapes your googly eye. The surf here looked cleaner when that track was made. Old world dive pods had a built-in air supply, so you could breathe below the surf. Glad you had the patience to learn more about how the surf got gooed. Let's see. That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition. Goop says he was there when the Porky Puff took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal. After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters, and it wasn't by foot. He seems happy to talk. Says the Lotus Tribe is known for their hard discipline. So grateful that you're building things up. Has plenty to do, so no worries. He seems happy to talk. Seems surprised you have to go. Your destiny waits on the path you'll take to avoid it. Light is the best, period. See? Sure you want to be out at night? A shopperia. Maybe there's something still inside. You've got more than a flesh wound. You're fresh out of key energy. You'd be drier in a swamp. Pain is nothing to you. You feel faster. A shopperia. Maybe there's something still inside. not dead yet. You've used up all your key energy. Slash and dash. The day can't come soon enough.
Sigaya lama yaba.
This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead.
Sigaya lama yaba.
Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need.
Ahai arin kashumai.
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions.
Goga.
Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Run, Dark, run!
Smarty, take it easy.
Easy! Now. No, it's time to go, go, go!
Well, it's time for you to go.
Wait, what? No!
Seems that the knobs need to be aligned so the device can load its program. Dawn must be coming soon, because it's awfully dark right now. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and recovery. When day... Don't get caught in a riptide. Ah, that wood scrap seems like it would be perfect for your plans. Says the tribe Sifu sent them here to help defend against the rival tribe that's been terrorizing their village. Isn't sure how long the village will last if it continues. As if the plague ruining the land and destroying the crops wasn't enough to bring the village to its knees already. That's what they call the blight that's been haunting the land since the old world ended in the apocalypse around here. The Sifu asked you to help, and that's what you must do. Shine's happy that the Myriad can count on a friend as bright as you. Thought you were smart enough to know better than to try to save things. Wishes you goodbye. The Sifu asked you to help and wishes you goodbye. Stay dry and steer fast. All good things end. It's a rare sight. Treasure it. Wildlife here is teetering on the brink of extinction. We all are. The meat-eater again. Nothing seems to satiate his hunger. The note is done for unless you intervene. Slice and dice. Super effective. It would feel good to lay back and take it all in. Always good to have some wood scrap like that on hand. This is a quarrel spot. So many wars have been fought over this packet of dirt. What a waste. Carving it up. Heroes are only heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes to no one. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and recovery, when day can become night, and the up... Says they have a larger-than-life furry friend who made a terrible mistake. It wanted to take a bath to clean up. However, choosing a pool of grime slime to get the job done wasn't the brightest of ideas. Only a giant brush will make it clean. Figures the friend will know best, so find him first. Claims you won't have to look too hard to find the gum brush. Once you do, get that to their friend fast. Just be sure to brush 'em good. Thinks a friend could have no better friend. It moves like a jet. Tread soft. That's a monster nest, if ever I've seen one. See that rubber scrap? That'll add a bit of bounce for you. Likes that you met Gizmo.
Iboya, amanira asal.